Kindy Manager Philip here. In this little session we'd just like to talk to you about the little estimator that we have under CCS Tools and how you might be able to use that to make some business decisions on how to best invoice your families and setting up your sessions. For the purpose of this little demonstration, we've set up a class called Kindy. I've introduced a session for 6, 9, 10 and 12 hours just so that we can use some sample data and play with some facts and figures here for you. So we're just going to introduce a 12-hour session for a family that has the maximum benefit of 100 hours per fortnight. And that's something you have to keep in mind, is that we are talking fortnight, always talking fortnightly. We're never talking about estimating fee relief on a weekly basis now. So don't just add 5 days when you're using the calculator. Don't forget, we need all 10. Okay, so we can see then by adding the 12-hour sessions over 10 days, we've got 120 hours. I've just used $100 there for simplicity. And of course, we are calculating fee relief based on a rate of $8.33 per hour, and the family are getting 85% of that. Of course, their fee relief does expire then after the 9th day, during the 9th day where we exceed the cap. So typically what a lot of centres do, and they do it now, is they might say, well, the centre is open for 12 hours, we're going to give you a 10-hour session. So we could use the bottom down here just to start off with the totals. 120 hours, $1,000. All right, let's see what's going to happen if we offer you an 11-hour day. We're going to go from 327 265. What would happen if I offered you a 10-hour day, giving you 100 hours per fortnight? We would move from 327 to 192. Why is it so? Glad you asked. And the answer is always in the hourly rate. We've moved from $8.33 to a $10 per hour cap. And of course, we're getting 85% now of the $10 per hour. Simple. So if someone was coming for just the 8 days, 4 days a week, 8 days a fortnight, we can do our start off with our totals here again, compare that with the little grid. Okay, so again I've got 12 hours. We didn't cross the 100-hour limit, so there is no advantage. If I introduced a 10-hour a day over 8 days, you can see there's no benefit to the family here. While I may have increased the hourly rate per hour, I have decreased the number of hours. Let's talk about a family who's entitled to 72 hours per fortnight. And again, we can see that the fee relief is exhausted around about day 6.5, 7, and no further benefits are enjoyed after that. So again, we say, well, what can we do for the family? Let's have a workaround here. We've got, is there an advantage here now with the 10-hour session? And we can say yes. 80 hours is much closer to the cap. We're still exceeding that. So if I introduced the 10-hour session here, we would see that we would get fee relief. Let's just do that there for you. So we have a 10-hour session, 80 hours, $800, and we've got 218. Okay, so let's do our comparison. So what would happen if I introduced a 9-hour session over the 8 days? That would actually work out quite nicely. So now we've still got the same dollar value, which by lowering the number of hours increases the hourly rate. And instead of $10 per hour, we've now moved up closer to the 11 mark. If I was to bring up a calculator. So if we said that we had $800 and we divided that by 72, we are $11.11 for the hourly cap. So yeah, the benefits to the family, and your 9-hour session would be advantageous. Let's look at a family with 36 hours, and well, they run out really early, so it would be uncommon, should we say, to find the family attending, a 10-day fortnight. More likely, of course, to be looking at a 4-day fortnight. Again, let's have a look at the total cost of $400 and reducing it maybe again to a 9-hour day. Let's have 36. So we are seeing a benefit then of moving down on the number of hours per day again to the 9-hour session. And we will see that the fee relief would be spread evenly. And it's really just about spreading out the account evenly over the fortnight. So mum's not getting a $50 bill on week 1 and a $200 bill on week 2, and then back to 50 and back to 200. So here we're getting, for example, to the many decimal points, we're getting $38 per week, even though we're calculating per fortnight. All right, now remember, of course, that is 9 hours of fee relief, not 9 hours of care. It's not like you're saying the child can't go home until they've done their 9 hours, and you're not saying that they have to go home at 9 hours. They may stay for 9.5, they may stay for 10. It's your business, you make that decision. It is 9 hours of fee relief. All right, our 24-hour families, getting a bit skinny on the fee relief here, but they may want to still come 4 days a week. So you may want to offer them a shorter day. I mean, the choices are there. They can either 1, pay the bill, or 2, shorten the hours, or 3, they could reduce the number of hours that they're going to attend. So they might decide to drop a day. They would still have 27 hours, but that might be exactly what the family want. It's all about what they want. Now let's put that into practice with a 6-hour day and maximize the 24 hours. So what the 6 hours per session is doing is simply, once again, giving mum a bill that is going to be consistent week to week. And finally, we'll just look at a family that's been offered 24 hours of fee relief. So the options are, of course, may vary. They might just want 1 day per week, 2 days per fortnight. More likely, of course, they might want to come for still 2 days a week. Better make that 6 hours. Which we can offer them, of course, if that's a business decision. You may not be interested in that. But this will vary from location to location, income to income. You're not offering them again 6 hours of care where you have to leave the centre after 6 hours and 1 minute, but you are offering them 6 hours of fee relief. Okay, so, and the idea is, once again, just to give mum an account that's going to be consistent, 85 per week, instead of a high and a low. All right, well, we hope that you have found something useful, and thank you very much.